I can see you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So while we wait for others, just to buy ourselves some time. Okay, we have a lot of things. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Nusayaba. Um, we have a lot of things lined up for tonight, like you saw on the flyer. Yeah. Please, can you just mute yourself, Nusayaba? Please just mute yourself for now. I'm waiting. Loretta, Ayo, Nusayaba, please, can you mute yourself just so the echo does not disturb us? Okay, thank you very much. Ayo, I'm waiting for you, please. Wish I could do this from my end. Ayo, Loretta, please, if you can hear me, proceed. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about tonight. Like you said, ecosystem solvers. All right. So aside that, I forgot to add something to the flyer. We are going to be playing a game tonight. If you were around for the physical hangout we had in Ekma around last month, 1st of April, I promised everyone that on our next hangout, on our next meeting, both either virtual or physical, we're going to be having that game. So I just pray we can be able to manage time properly tonight. I actually budgeted an hour for this meeting, but I don't know how far it's going to go. So please just stay tuned, and I want you to do something for me. Try and mute yourself when you are not talking, just so the echo at the background does not disturb us here. Thank you very much. All right, so just to buy ourselves some time, I think that some other persons are joining now. We are just going to be introducing ourselves before we start properly. We're going to be introducing ourselves in no particular order. I'm going to call from my end. I can see the way it's arranged. I can see the number of persons that are joining now. So I'm just going to call from my end, like call your names to introduce yourself. This is a meetup, this is a virtual meeting, and this is a virtual meeting. And one of the reasons that one of the importance of this virtual meeting is to get acquainted and familiar with ourselves. There's you might not know where you can find your helper. All right, you just might not know where you can find your helper, and one we are going to give him for, okay, let's say 5 or 6 minutes, 5 minutes max, to introduce ourselves, what you do, just your name and what you do, just so other persons here can familiarize themselves with you, and you can even use it as a medium to advertise what you do or promote your business. All right, so in next 5 minutes, please, I want to hear your name. I will just call from my end. So if you're just joining us now, we're actually at the point of introduction. We're going to be introducing ourselves shortly. So what's your name and what you do? It might not be your real name. Just something people know you for, just something you are popular for, and what you do. It might be it might be a skill or just anything you do, so that we can just you might not know how it can be of importance to the blockchain. All right. So quickly, I have first on my list here DCIOs. So please, your name and what you do. Please, if you want to speak, unmute yourself. Then when you're done, unmute yourself. Thank you very much. So DCIO, can we hear you, please?
Okay, my name is Ademo Busayo, and I'm a student.
DCIO, are you there?
Yes, my name is Ademo Busayo, and I'm a student.
Okay, while we wait for DCIO
Ah,
to respond. Next person here is I can see. Okay. Okay. All right.
eh,
So as I
hello,
being
good
a
evening.
student,
Hello, good evening. Okay.
any other thing you're into? All right. All right. I think I got that. Okay. Thank you very much. Wow. Just wow. Okay. DCIO, are you there?
Ayomobo, right?
If you are there, okay, just Dolapo. Okay, Lizzie, please can we hear from you? Your name and what you do briefly. We don't have time. We don't have time. Your name and what you do quickly, in space of 1 minute, 2 minutes. We are done. Your name and what you do,
I'm
please. I think I have to put on chat
good
box.
evening. Good evening. I'm Dolapo. I'm a student. I'm still doing some work like that. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ayo, you said you are saying something. Please, can I hear you?
Ayomobo, I'm also a student. Look, can you hear me?
Wow. Yeah, good evening. Next person I can see here, Chum. I think this is my brother. Chum, please, can I hear from you?
Ayomobo, I'm also a student.
Ayo, are you
Yeah,
talking?
Dave.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, Ayomobo, I'm also a student.
Talk to us, Ayo.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? The service is somehow
Okay,
tedious.
thank you very much. So we are all students. I can see Damilare Oladoyin. I can I can see Tum. I can see um I can see Timothy. Please, can you just introduce yourself briefly in next 1 minute? Yes, I can hear you, Ayamaba. Thank you. I've heard from you. So can we hear from other persons?
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, can you hear me? Dave. Maybe I think most people are facing challenges with their internet connection at their
Okay.
place.
So do we have anyone there? Tum, Loretta, Damilare, do you want to introduce yourself? Your name and what you do. That's all we need. Yes, I can
Um,
hear you, Tum.
I'm ex-BNTA and
Yes,
I'm a construction engineer. Currently
I think
doing
so
my
too.
master's too. I'm currently doing my master's too, so we are all
All
schooling.
right.
The school their man never they finish.
Damilare, I can see Damilare London. Please, your name. Okay. What do you do? Okay. All right. Sure. Okay.
Hello.
I think
Good,
that's fair enough.
okay, good evening.
Right. Thanks for coming on the session tonight. Okay. So quickly, we'll just start in a moment. I think we're having network breach all over, like across some persons. Some persons having network breaches. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Please, can you talk to us? Wow, I think we lost him. All right, so quickly we just start. Like I said, we have a lot to cover today, and it's just supposed to last for an hour. So we just delve into it straight away, and I'm going to be inviting the guest speaker for tonight's session. Like you saw on the flyer, it goes by the name Resource. He's my friend, my brother right from time. He's my mentor, and he's also a crypto enthusiast, a crypto analyst, a crypto trader. He's brand ambassadors for for so many crypto brands. It's also a Bantu rep. That's why I'm having him here tonight to talk to us about the blockchain. So you see, I don't have to go far to bring resource persons. I just have to look around my niche and bring people that are quite resourceful. So please, I want you to pay maximum attention to what is going to say tonight. Is going to be saying a lot concerning the blockchain. So please, if you are if you are a first timer in this space, what I mean by first time, if you've not had any experience with the blockchain before, you don't know what crypto space is all about, please, I want you to pay maximum attention. Please, yeah, I want to also implore everyone here to move to a space where you can get the best of your network, because I can see most of us we are suffering from network issues. So please just look for a spot that we grant you that access. All right. So quickly, in in a moment, we just welcome our guest speaker. It's not a person than Resource. Please, can we have you, sir? Resource, floor is yours.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I guess I can be heard, right? Can everyone hear me?
Can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, Resource, can we have you, please? Yeah, good evening.
Y-
Yeah, we can hear you,
Okay, no
sir.
problem. Yeah, briefly,
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
can hear you.
talking about the whole blockchain, like the concept of blockchain itself, as highlighted in the flyer that you saw. So I'll be talking about the concept of blockchain. Well, blockchain is actually a very big, ambiguous word like that. When you see words that I just have to just break them down, and blockchain is just when you bring two words together, block and chain. It's just like when you want to build a house, you have series of blocks, and those series of blocks they form chains of blocks, right? So in the term blockchain, what does this block and this chain mean? These blocks are actually transactions that take place in the whole in the MC. Okay, yeah, blocks are transactions, units of transactions that we have. So in the because I would actually say that the blockchain is just an internet of transactions. Not that the blockchain is an internet of transactions. What I mean by internet of transactions, what's the internet? Internet is just collection of information, data, and everything that you have put together in one place. Yes, and that's why you call them the internet. So you call it internet. Anyone, anywhere can access it. And so I'll call it the financial. You can call it the financial internet or the internet of transactions. Anyone that suits you. It's just based on the understanding you have about the blockchain. So, and the reason why we call it the internet transaction, one of the major thing about the blockchain is for the fact that it is very transparent. So let me give an example. For those of us we actually went to one school together, let me say primary or secondary school, and you'd have to pay your school fees, and after paying school fees, you see that the bosses or the headmaster, headmistress, they come around and start calling that, oh, this one has not paid the school fees and this one. But you yourself, you won't know the people that have paid the school fees. Why? Because you don't have the access to the records that was kept of people that have paid or people who have not paid. I just hope I'm not too fast with my words so that you can get every information I'm saying. Yeah. So what I'm saying in essence, I'm using that in Bossa and school fees or issue to make an example is the fact that everyone in the blockchain can see every transaction that is going on. Yes, if for example my friend Dave has a wallet and he gives me his wallet address, I can actually I can go to the blockchain depending on what network or the chain of transaction is using. I'm going to explain the chain of transaction later, so you don't have to be bothered. So I can take his wallet address, go over to the internet of financial transactions and check, yes, how much does David have in his wallet? What transaction did David make as at this day? Then where did he send this thing to? I can actually see every of those information you get. So everything is just traced by address and addresses. So you can actually know each transaction someone has done. If, for example, any of you have Buhari's or let me say any of the politicians and wallet address, you can actually check how much they have. Yes, though you can check how much they have, but you don't have access to their accounts. Yes, you don't have access to their accounts, and this made the reason for the security that you have is the use of all these key phrases and that like for decentralized wallets. Then you have login details for centralized wallets, so you don't have to be confused about the whole what I'm using. Anyone don't get, I'll still break them down. So I was talking about one feature I was talking about the blockchain is the transparency. The fact that the blockchain itself is transparent. Transparency means that you can see it, I can see it, and everyone can see it. Yes, it is transparent. And another feature about the blockchain is the fact that it is actually very fast. Yes, when you want to actually do transactions, it's actually very fast. It's just like I can send money to I can send any coin to David right now, and he will receive it within less than minutes. If you would have seen it, except for some cases where you can have delays. But generally, I don't think any blockchain transactions should receive 24 hours. I don't think it should go. Blockchain transactions are generally fast compared to where you want to send money to your friend abroad and you have to go to the bank, you have to wait for 3 days, you have to wait for so amount of time for your transactions to be confirmed. Blockchain is actually very fast. It is very fast. So and the concept of blockchain was just an idea brought up by a software engineer. I'm like, well, let me just try something different, and he actually developed something like blockchain, and the blockchain has been very useful to us today. That's very useful to us today. So I was talking about the features that you have about the whole blockchain itself. That it is, I talked about its transparency, and I talked about its the speed. Then it is very secure. The blockchain is actually very secure. Like for centralized wallets, let me give an example. It's an example of decentralized wallets. You have the MetaMask, you have your Trust Wallet, you have so name them like that. But for your centralized means it is owned by someone, it is controlled by someone. Then you have like Binance, you have Coin, you have any SC exchange and the rest of them like that. So these are examples of centralized exchanges. So when I'm talking about centralized exchanges, you know what I'm talking about. And when I'm talking about decentralized wallets, you know what I'm talking about. You get. So I was so going back to okay, let me just read what I have here for you. So you just know I have some just things and just follow. You see, blockchain was originally called from two words, block and chain. Block is in relation to this is a transaction. Like block. When I'm talking about block in relation to it, when I started, I talked about block like series of blocks for a house. You understand? So block in this thing it means transactions. Every transaction that you and I carry out, sending money from one person to the other, then trying to exchange a coin on let me say on pancake swap, trying to exchange any coin, or you are swapping a token on a Uniswap exchange or anything like that. So these are all transactions. Then a block in relation to this field is just transaction. Then putting these words together, you have connected blocks, interconnected blocks. So blockchain are interconnected blocks. Wait, I really hope you guys can hear me. Hello, can you hear me? And am I making sense? Is anyone seeming confused?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear.
Yeah, am I using simple
We
words
can hear you,
enough
sir.
so that everyone can get? I would love to get a
Yes.
feedback from any of the persons that is listening. Are the words I'm using are they simple enough, or I should still break them down?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's simple enough. They will understand.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'll be complaining about network. I think we have, if there's any way that I can still make up for that, I'll still make up for them. But okay. So I've talked about transparency. I've talked about how you have super fast transactions. I've talked about the security of blockchain. Blockchain is super secure, like I said before. No one has access to your funds except for centralized finance like Binance and MEX exchanges, KuCoin. And nobody can actually have access to your account except they have your login details, just like you have your login details to your Instagram, your Facebook. If anyone doesn't have your login details, there's no way they can actually log into your account. And for decentralized wallets like Trust Wallet, like MetaMask Wallet, and for Tron Pro or something like that, yeah, for such wallets, nobody will have access to them if they don't have this your key phrase. Some of them they use 24 phrase words, and some of them they use 12 phrase words. So these things, if someone doesn't have access to them, no one can actually have access to what you have in your wallet. And then you for blockchain so you actually have low cost of implementation, or like probably okay, like I low cost of transaction, sorry, I was talking about low cost of transactions for sending, except for the Ethereum blockchain. I don't think any other blockchain should be that expensive. Yes, except for the Ethereum. The rest of them are super cheap. If I want to send something of $1,000 and you just have a transaction of just $2 or something like that, you just have a $2 as your transaction fee. You get now, so it is very very cheap, and it is cost efficient actually. It's very very cost efficient. But nevertheless, anything that has an advantage, yeah, they do have a disadvantage too. Anything that has a disadvantage, that has an advantage, also have disadvantage too. I want to believe that some of us we actually heard about a time that so I want to talk about yeah, yes, about the time that they said the cost of mining Bitcoin was a lot of very high and other things. And what's the purpose of even mining Bitcoin? How do you get to mine Bitcoin? Bitcoin, from every transaction people do, there are people or machines behind that actually want to will I say confirm these transactions. Let me elucidate what I'm trying to say. Yes, I go to the bank and I want to deposit money. So I have some cashiers there that are doing the work. They would have to enter into the system and say, okay, yes, I'm depositing this money to my account. I'm transferring this money to my account. Yes, there are machines too that uses proof of work, proof of stake, and the likes to actually make sure these transactions go through. And that's why you can actually check for, just Google search for ETH gas station. Yes, ETH gas station. You see some of them they put super fast transaction, super slow transaction, and normal. You get stuff like that. There are people behind or machines behind that actually make sure that these transactions are going through. And for these machines or people who make sure that these things are going through, they have to pay them. Understand? So all these little transaction fee and gas fee you are paying, those ones are the machines and the people behind those. They are the one making sure that those transactions go through. So you have to pay them, just like you pay the banker at the when you go to when you go to the bank and you want to deposit the money, so the cashiers they will have to pay them too. That is how it works for the blockchain too. So sometimes we see at that time that the mining of BTC was very high because of the high energy consumption and all those things like that. So blockchain itself might be very very high to maintain. Yes, it is very very high to maintain. Then high cost of implementation. Yeah, you know that one of the reasons why people okay there's difference between a blockchain and a token itself. Let me just start from that place. When we talk about a blockchain is the whole transaction for a particular, will I say a particular niche or a particular community. Let me take for example Bitcoin. Let me take for example Ethereum, and let me take for example Binance and Smart Chain. These names I just mentioned, they are names of coins, and they also name of a blockchain. You have the Ethereum blockchain, you have the Bitcoin blockchain, and you also have the Binance Smart Chain blockchain. You also have the Solana blockchain, you have the Phantom blockchain, you have the one which is called the harmony blockchain. So you have a lot of blockchain. So just like I will take a Bitcoin wallet address now and go and check the Bitcoin blockchain to check for the transaction someone has done. It's the same way I'll take any BSC wallet address, I'll check any Binance transaction the person has also done. So let me come down to a very low level now. If I beat my house, if I actually beat my house in an estate, like let me say an estate in Lagos, they won't expect me to go over to Kwara State and go and be checking for my house there because I said that this my house. I built a house in an estate. I'll now go to Kwara and be looking for the same house, whereas I know I built it in Lagos. So each of these wallet addresses or blockchains, you have to search them under the same wallet address. You understand? Under the same blockchain. If you're having a Bitcoin wallet address, you check for it under in the Bitcoin Explorer. If you are having an Ethereum address, you check for it under the Ethereum Explorer. If you're having for in Binance Smart Chain, you check for it on the BSC Explorer. These explorers are actually very, very different. These explorers they are different in themselves. So what I drive to this place was high cost of implementation. Now let me tell you how it is very expensive to maintain blockchain. To maintain this blockchain, you see that you can hear of Dodge, you can hear of Shibab, you can hear of many coins under the BSC blockchain. The reason why these tokens are under BSC blockchain is that most of them doesn't have their own money to establish a own blockchain itself. They don't have their own money to. It's just like okay, me I said I want to build a house in an estate, so I'm just complaining and everything that why I want my house to be an estate. But I have someone that has bought a large piece of land that wants to make that place an estate. You can say okay, come here. So you just build. I don't have anything. So the person can just be like, okay, since I don't have a money to buy my own space and everything, and I don't have the own money to buy my own estate, so why not just go to this person, buy a piece of land there, and actually build my house there? So that concept I just explained, the whole estate is the whole estate is the blockchain itself. The whole estate is the blockchain itself. And when I'm talking about those small, small houses are like small, small projects that are inside that big blockchain community. So those small, small houses are the small. So you have your Dodge projects, you have your Safe Moon, you have your I'm just using names that you're very familiar with. You have Shibab and the rest of them. You have them inside, but there are some coins that you have them on Ethereum, you have them on BSC blockchain and all those things like that. But one thing you should take from this place is that Bitcoin itself has just the Bitcoin in itself. That's the Bitcoin in all exchange. The Bitcoin blockchain has just Bitcoin itself. There is no other coin that can be found under Bitcoin. Like you can't find any BSC, you can't find BNB, you can't find anything under the. So the Bitcoin itself just has the Bitcoin. You get. So for the BSC, you have a lot of coins under that place. For the Ethereum, you have many projects under that place. So I should use the word project instead of coins so that it doesn't get confusing. So there are many projects. So let me go back to the whole of the blockchain and summarize in little terms that are relatable. Yes, I started from the fact that explaining that blockchain is just a chain of interconnected blocks. And what are these blocks? Blocks are actually transactions. You understand? Blocks are transactions. I send money, I send coin, I send anything. They are just transactions. So them being interconnected, what makes them what blockchain? So you can actually call the blockchain an internet of financial transactions. You understand? An internet of financial transactions. That's what we're talking. I'm just talking about in blockchain. I'm not talking about cryptocurrency. Thing is, cryptocurrency or crypto itself is just a small part out of what blockchain itself. Crypto is just a small part. Like the word son, if you are using cryptocurrency is just what you spend in the blockchain. You understand? What you spend. You have Bitcoin, you spend Bitcoin in the blockchain, you spend BNB, you spend Ethereum, you spend FTM, and those ones are just currencies. So don't mistake the word when you hear about crypto and when you hear about blockchain, they are actually very, very different things. You get so they are actually very, very different things. So I'm just trying to explain the whole blockchain. The blockchain itself is the technology part. It's just the whole thing that encompasses the whole crypto itself, NFTs, and every other name you can hear. They are actually under the blockchain itself. You have the even the block you have blockchain technology itself. So they are all part. They are just part of the whole blockchain. So blockchain is a very very wide thing, and it is not something that I can actually tell you that this every part you have to know in blockchain because even more and more parts are coming to be discovered in blockchain. Some of us are hearing about Web3. Web3 is made possible because you have the blockchain technology. You understand? So blockchain is actually a very very wide thing, very very wide thing. So I don't think it's a very appropriate for me to talk about Web3 here, but let me just throw this little thing in. So Web3 is just okay. Web2 is okay. I open an account on Facebook, I put my details there and everything. So Facebook can actually sell my details to companies for them to run adverts and stuff like that. So you understand, Facebook is making money by selling my own documents, my own identity out to people. But Web3 is that these things are peculiar to you, so you can choose to sell them out or not. You understand? So that's just Web3 in itself. Web3 in itself. Hello. Has anyone been able to grab anything so far? Let me just know I'm not talking to myself.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we are grabbing something.
Okay. Can anyone yeah, yeah, okay.
Yes,
No
I will
problem.
explain. We don't understand. We understand.
Okay, okay. No problem.
Hello.
Since you're getting something, I'm not. You said what?
No, I said you are following, and we are still understanding some things that you do see.
Okay. So,
Yes.
reiterating some of the features I talked about blockchain is actually very transparent or is decentralized. You can say it is transparent or it is decentralized. Then you have fast transactions there. You have high security. Yes, in the blockchain system itself. And one thing I didn't talk about is the fact that the blockchain is immutable. What do I mean by the word immutable? What I say immutable means that you cannot correct the transactions on blockchain. Once a transaction has been carried out, it has been carried out. So it's not for the something that you can say, yeah, I want to come and correct this transaction. I want to do what this person has done is actually you. Let me just say you can't alter the information on the blockchain. Yes, let me put it that way. You can't alter the information of the blockchain. He is not the one that I would say I sent 2 Ethereum to David. And the next thing you now go to a transaction and say, no, I want to change that in 2 Ethereum to 1.5 Ethereum. It's not possible. It's already recorded on the blockchain. Just like some persons do in banks, you know that you see that they change figures to collect money. Understand? Now, probably you write a check of 10,000 naira for someone and the person goes to put another zero and make it 100,000. Those kind of things are not possible in the blockchain. And that is why people actually enjoy the blockchain technology in itself. You get so people actually enjoy the blockchain technology in itself. So blockchain is actually immutable. You can't change the information that you have on the blockchain. So actually there is a whole lot to be discovered from the blockchain itself, and there's a whole lot to be talked about in the blockchain itself. But I guess for the purpose of this, and because we still have a long way to go, because we still have to talk about the Bantu blockchain itself and everything. So we just have to just um calm down for a year from at this place. You understand now? So I just have to calm down. So yeah, I think that's all I have for now. But if you actually want to know about the blockchain, yes, you can actually come to me personally, and I'll take my time to dish out what I have for you. So if you have any questions, please let's have your questions. Is there anything that it's seemingly imperfect that I've been battling with since all the days? I've been hearing about blockchain, I've been hearing about blockchain, but you don't still know. Let's just ask your questions and be free. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dave Cassin, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you very much, Rizos. That was indeed enlightening. Think we had the fair share of knowledge from what you said. And All right, can you hear me, please? If you can, just let me know. I think I had a network issue.
Yes,
Can you
I
just
can
let
hear
me know?
you.
All right, all right. Okay, so like I was saying, this is a class, like you just explain what the blockchain is all about and what it all entails. And I want to believe most of us we are hearing these things. Some of us, though, not all of us, we are hearing these things for the first time, and we might not get it quite at the maximal level. So please, if you have any question, just drop on the comment box, and we have it. We will have it probably towards the end of the section. So quickly, for now, we are just going to pause on that aspect because we have a lot to talk about tonight. We just talked about the blockchain because we first need to know what the blockchain is all about before we can talk in details what the Bantu blockchain entails. All right. So what I picked something from what Jesus, our guest speaker, said a while ago. He said the blockchain is just like the internet of financial transactions or the internet of financial technology. Yes, that's quite all right. He was giving an example, setting an example with about the difference between cryptos and blockchain. Like crypto is just a minute fraction of the blockchain. That's to show how massive, how large the space is, the blockchain is. So cryptocurrencies as it is now, as we have it now, is just a fraction of the blockchain. So the blockchain is like the internet, just like what we have Google, and we have a lot of things shown in Google. We have a lot of things we can find in Google, all right? So I think that best explains what the blockchain is. So quickly, we'll go over what the Bantu blockchain is. I want to believe some of us here, we have one or two knowledge about what the Bantu blockchain is, but for the benefit of some new persons, I can see from my end here, I just take a little time to talk on the Bantu blockchain, please. Okay, if okay, yeah, the Bantu blockchain. So, the Bantu blockchain is just a kind of blockchain, just like just has said, it's a type of blockchain. It's a type of blockchain that is built on the layer one blockchain. The Bantu network, rather, the Bantu network or the Bantu blockchain foundation was built on the layer one blockchain. I think that's quite advanced for us, but that notwithstanding, let's just proceed. The Bantu blockchain is a non-profit organization. Let me not say an organization. It's a non-profit project. Because when you're talking about crypto things affiliating to crypto, you don't use the word organization. Rather, it's most preferable to use the word projects. So please, okay, it's a is a is a it's a non-profit project that it's a non-profit project. I said it was built on the layer one blockchain. It's a non-profit project that was built on the layer one project, and it was set up to manage the first African-led blockchain infrastructure for the world. So Bantu itself was the first is the first African-led blockchain infrastructure in the world currently. So I think that's massive. It's an opportunity that we have here that we can actually adopt this movement. Like I said in previous Hangout, in previous meetings, I said blockchain technology is just an innovation. So just like blockchain, Bantu blockchain is an innovation. It's not, Bantu blockchain is not the first blockchains that we've had over time. So it's just an innovation. So it's a new way of doing things. It's a new way of creating things. It's a new way of making the financial technology more easier to utilize, more easier to adopt. All right. So I'll just go over some of the use cases of the Bantu blockchain because one of the things that we need to know as users, let me put the word users because whether I like it or not, we are users of this space. As far as you are a member, as far as you are here, as far as you are in the world, in this cosmos, in the universe, you are a user of its services, and the blockchain is not an exception of that. All right, so the Bantu can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry for that making transmission. So like I was saying, most of us here we adopt bank. We have bank accounts, so we actually we know what the bank is capable of doing. We know that the bank is actually poised to securing our funds, holding our funds for us, and giving us leverage to withdraw it at at will, to make transfers, to make transactions. So that's one of the use cases of our normal commercial bank, our financial institutions that we have apparently that's conventionally. So when it comes to blockchain, there are some specific use cases that are affiliated to each blockchains. Just like Wizards was saying just now, we have an exception of a blockchain that consumes high energy, or consumes high cost when making transactions, and that example is the Ethereum blockchain. So what do we have on the Ethereum blockchain? It's very expensive to operate. That is, when you want to make transactions on the Ethereum blockchain, the cost that will take you is going to be very, very high. So it's going to be very high. So that's an exception from other blockchains. Are you getting now? Other blockchains. Bantu blockchain, one of its use cases, or let me say, one of its use case is addressing the issue of high financial cost. All right, so it wants to address the issue of high financial cost. So that was why it was actually innovated. You know, it, like I said before, it's the first African-led blockchain infrastructure use this high cost of transaction, this high cost of transfer, and give them a better way of transacting, faster and more secure way of transacting. So instead of you to make transactions on other blockchains with high fees, for example the Ethereum blockchain, you can actually make the transactions on the Bantu blockchain with little or no fees. It's as simple as that. So let me make reference to what we have now. We have different financial banks. We have First Bank in Nigeria. We have First Bank. We have UBA. We have Zenith Bank. We have Access Bank. So these are commercial banks that are registered under the Central Bank of Nigeria. So they are centralized financial institutions that we have here in Nigeria. So we also have the likes of all those microfinance banks like Kuda, for example. I would like to use Kuda as a very good example. Why? Because I know over the years I think I've been using Kuda for more than a year now, and I've actually enjoyed it. Why? Because they saw the lapses that the other commercial banks are facing. In that the other commercial banks, we actually charge you high for making transfers, for even keeping money in your bank. They might charge you, they may debit you for maintenance fee. We are quite common with all these things. You see, you just see a debit for one of the things. Okay, they'll say, okay, this debit is for card maintenance, this debit is for tariff, something like that. So, but on the Kuda Microfinance Bank, nothing like that is done. They don't charge you. Instead, they give you 25 full transfers for the month. So I'm just making a reference to Kuda Bank. So you see that actually network. Instead of you to make transactions on other blockchains, at okay, can you hear me? Sorry, network keeps taking me out. Can you hear me? Please just let me know if you are hearing. Okay,
I hear
thank you
you,
very
man.
much. So let me just continue. All right, thank you. Like I was saying, uh, I was trying to address the issue of the use case of the bouncy blockchain. Please, Dan Larry, if you're hearing me, just simplify. Dan Larry. Okay. So let's continue. Why we are waiting for a question? Let's just continue. So that's one of the use cases of the bouncy blockchain, and that's the major
I
use
can
cases.
hear you.
That's the major
I can hear
use
you.
cases. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Acknowledge. That's the major use case of the Bantu blockchain. It wants to reduce high transaction costs. All right. So having said that, we just move over to the next use case, and the next use case is that um it's out of which, okay, normal, it's okay, it actually solves the issue of high energy consumption. Okay, so other blockchains might have, high energy consumption when they're making transfer, when they're making when they're making transactions on their ecosystem. But that of Bantu is quite different. Okay, so aside that, aside that aside the fact that Bantu blockchain reduces the high energy cost, there's also something I want us to know. Sorry, it took me out again. Empowerment can come in diverse forms. All right, so you never can know, you never can tell when it's going to hit you. So the Bantu blockchain it's poised to empower humanity. All right, so having said that, there are a lot of use cases that are on the Bantu blockchain and why you need to adopt it. So these are the things which we see as members of the blockchain that makes us still stick to it even up to date, not relenting, not looking back, not going back, because we know that it has a future. And aside, okay, now in the issues of Africa, African, they are oftentimes regarded as a poor continent because of, by the European countries and whites and all of that. We are oftentimes regarded as a poor continent, but we are not poor. We are actually rich in natural resources, such and what have we? We have cash crops, we have different resources, minerals, and all of that. So we're actually rich in those things. It's just that we don't have the means, the leverage to which we can harness it. That means we can properly, make good use out of it. For example, we have cocoa. Cocoa is a cash crop. We have timber. We have lattice. Uh, all these things, they are cash crops in Nigeria, which when and next we actually increase Africa's gig economy or Africa's GDP. But the way to which the way we are going to do this is what we don't know. But Bantu blockchain is giving us a leverage to do that. How? For example, you are a cocoa trader and your marketplace is not that much. You have a low marketplace. Your marketplace is not, you can actually, uh, please, can you mute yourself, Bestina, please? Thank you very much. Bestina, please, can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you very much. All right, so what the boundary blocks is actually telling us is that we can tokenize our crops. These are crops, cocoa, what have you, or is our cash, or we can tokenize them. We can put them in form of tokens. What it means to tokenize is that you should give the value of a real asset to a digital asset. Tokens are digital assets, just like the Bantu blockchain's token. Bantu blockchain actually has two tokens listed on exchanges. We have the XBN, we have the BNR. So those are digital assets. They are not things which you can touch. They are not. They are not physical things. I guess they are not visible with the eyes. You cannot touch them. You cannot feel them. But they are digital assets. So if you are a such person having problem with marketing, sales of your commodities in the real world market, you can actually tokenize these assets on the Bantu blockchain, and you make profit out of it. So that's a way of empowering humanity through, like, using the Bantu blockchain. So having said that, we just all right. Sorry, can you hear me? I don't know. Network for my end is now bad. I think I'll be running up in the next 15 minutes. Can you hear me, please? Let's just round off now. If you can hear me, just let me know so I can know I'm not
Can
talking
hear
to
you
myself.
now. We can hear you now.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey,
So like I was saying, okay. So just like we just said, he said the cryptos are just like currencies spent on the blockchain. So on the Bounty blockchain is like the marketplace. So what do we use to make transactions on this marketplace? Is simple. Is they are the tokens. I don't want to call them crypto now. So it's an asset. It's very valuable. It's very viable. It's very valuable. So it's an asset. So I don't want to call it a crypto. It's a token. And I said just now, we have two tokens that have been adopted by the Bantu blockchain. They are the XBN, that's the Bantu Network token, and the BNR, which is the Bantu Network Reward token. So these two tokens are currently on the Bantu blockchain now, and they perform different functions. So I would like to talk about the BNR. The BNR, like I said, is the Bantu Network Reward. So what is it used to do? Just like it says, Bantu Network Reward, Bantu Network Reward. So is a token that is used to reward, members of the Bantu blockchain. You know, it's as simple as that. There's no need to go into rocket science. It's as simple as that. There are tokens that used to reward members on the Bantu blockchain for performing some certain tasks. For example, there was an airdrop that was launched, I think, last 2 months in March, around March, talking about the Visa and Bantu mega collaboration, mega airdrop campaign, and a lot of us here, we actually applied. We actually went into that campaign, and the reward is going to be in BNR. We have not received it yet, but it's definitely going to come very soon because there's still a lot of verification processes going on now. So that is what the BNR is all about. It's a token that actually rewards users for performing tasks on the blockchain. All right, then the other one we have the XBN. That's native token. When I mean native, just like Nigeria, the token currency that we use in making transactions is in naira, right? So that's our native currency, NGN, naira. So in Ghana is the cedis. In United States of America is the US dollars. In British country, in Britain is a Great British pound. Then in the European country we have the euro, right? Then on the Bantu blockchain we have the XBN. So that's the native token on the Bantu blockchain. The XBN is called the Bantu Network Token. All right, it's called the Bantu Network Token. So this Bantu Network Token, like I said, it has a value. It has a price. Currently, it has a price. It has a value which we can all buy. You can trade. We can adopt them and store on a Bantu Pay wallet. So having said that, you cannot store or adopt or hold or keep this SBN without first having a house or somewhere to keep it. So that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about: the services on the Bantu blockchain. So there are a lot of services on the Bantu blockchain. We have the Bantu Pay wallet. The Bantu Pay wallet. We have the tokenomics. We have what have we? We have the Bantu laboratory. We have the Bantu token creator, and we have the Bantu dashboard and a host of others. So I'll just highlight some of these things one after the other. So first of all, I like to go for the Bantu Pay wallet. So like I said before, the Bantu blockchain has it has a native token called the XBN. It has two tokens actually. One is native, one is for reward, the BNR. Alright, so where can you store, where can you hold, where can you keep these tokens? It's not that place than the Bantu Pay wallet. So the Bantu Pay wallet or the Bantu Pay app is a digital wallet. A wallet is where you keep your valuables, right? I believe I remember where I was still growing up, I had a wallet. Yeah, but I had a wallet then that I used to keep my card, my money, and all of that. Everything that is so valuable and precious to me. So that's why I keep it. So that's why you can liken the Battle Pay app as a wallet. It's not a physical wallet, but it's a digital wallet where we can keep our digital assets. And in this case, this digital asset is the XBN and the BNR. So that's the first thing that qualifies you to actually be a member on the Battle blockchain. So if you are here and you've not actually downloaded the Bantu Pay app, please, this is an opportunity again to download it. You can go to the Google Play Store if you're an Android user and download the Bantu Pay app. Just search for Bantu Pay. It pops up and you click on install, or how do you do it? Okay, download or what have you. Then if you're an iOS user, go to the App Store and click on Bantu Pay. It pops up, you register, sign up, and if you're asked for a referral ID. You can use my reference ID. That's the discussing. Okay, I'll drop it after now. Just use my reference ID, and that will be all. So that's the first. That's the first way of becoming an active member on the Bantu blockchain, right? Okay, so having downloaded the Bantu Pay wallet, having secured or signed up for the Bantu Pay wallet, you are not a verified member of the Bantu Pay wallet, and you can now adopt the tokens that are exchangeable on the network, on the on the Bantu blockchain network. All right, so there are a lot of marketplace for this XBN. As of last year, it was listed on two exchanges. It was listed on the Beatrice Global Exchange and the Timbuktu Exchange. Although one is centralized, one is decentralized. All right, so we had the likes of Timbuktu Exchange, of which I'm a merchant. The Timbuktu Exchange is a decentralized form of market where we get to put up our own prices. We get to we get to put up our own prices to affect the market, right, and to increase adoption across borders. They also have the likes of British exchange. That one is a centralized exchange where you can go there and trade your assets against US dollars, USDT. Okay, so as of last year, it was listed on just two exchanges, but we are so amazed this year that it was listed on about four extra exchanges, the likes of the Bitmart exchange, the FMFW.io, that's the former Bitcoin exchange. We also have the likes of TradeFadder, and of recent they just said it on Roku exchange. Roku, I think most of us, if you're not conversant with the rest I just mentioned, we should be conversant with Roku wallet, Roku exchange, very popular. Before I ever got to the crypto space properly, I already knew about Roku. So that's the latest development about this exchange now. So the SBN is real. It has a value. So this is me telling you to adopt. And one thing about the SBN now is currently that is at the price that is at the bottom level. What do I mean? It's the price is very low now, very very low, and I don't think that should scare you away. One thing about this space, one thing about the Bantu blockchain, one thing about this space, the blockchain, is that times like this is the best way to adopt the tokens. The Bantu blockchain is not the get rich quick scheme. Let me quickly pinpoint that. So I'm not here to tell you that okay, put your money, buy XBN, adopt XBN, and in a couple of weeks you're going to get double of your money. No, this is not MMM, neither is it actually, or neither is it any of your Ponzi schemes. It's not a Ponzi scheme. So it's just you adopting and buying into the latest innovation, the latest financial technology, which is going to pay off later in years or in months. No one knows. The market, this space is actually controlled by me and you. So the larger niche we have, the larger community we have, the larger influence we have on the marketplace. All right. So that being said, that's just about the Bantu Pay app. Bantu Pay app is a digital wallet that allows you to store the tokens on the tokens registered on the Bantu Pay, the Bantu blockchain network, and that's tokens. Those tokens will allow you to make transactions, just like Rizzo said. He said the cryptocurrencies are just like currencies which is spent on the blockchain. So the XBN and the BNR are the currencies which is spent on the Bantu Pay network to make transactions and to do all of that. So next thing we'll talk about is the Bantu dashboard. So you might want to ask, what does the Bantu dashboard entails? The Bantu dashboard is a place where you go to get information, good information about what the tokens are all about, what Bantu is all about, what XBN is all about, what BNR is all about. Okay, so when you get there, you will see the total market supply of XBN, because every token normally has a total market supply. It has it's a security supply. It has non-security supply. So this information we give you a leverage on how to adopt these things, on how to delve into it. Okay, you can't just go into something which you have little or no knowledge of. So you need to go into the dashboard and see what the total supply of XBN is like. And okay, if you see it, okay, you just analyze from your own psychology, and okay, you say, okay, cool, this is a good product to buy into. All right, so that's where you get information about the XBN, and we have the total market supply of XBN there as 369 billion. So when you're asked, wherever you go, if you're asked provincial, what is the total supply of XBN, the Bantu network token, just see 369 billion tokens. So those are the tokens that will exist total supply of a particular token actually means the total number of coins that will exist. So it's not like our normal CBN that they print money every year. You cannot make more XBNs. So that's the number of XBN that will exist for life. All right. So, and we have circulating supply. Those are the ones that have been released for trade for we the Bantu users to adopt, to purchase, to trade, call it whatever you want to call it. And we have the non-circulating supply that are still intact, they are untouched. Probably they might be burnt up to increase the price, the value of the price, and all of that. So this is all about the dashboard. Then we have the Bantu token creator. Unlike some other blockchains like the Ethereum blockchain and other Bitcoin blockchain that you have to, okay, let me take the Ethereum blockchain as an example. When you want to build any infrastructure on the Ethereum blockchain, or probably you want to make a smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain, you must, first of all, learn Solidity. Solidity, I think that's you must learn Solidity. You must learn Solidity, like you must learn how to code. You must have knowledge of how to code using Python, Java, and all of that. But on the Bantu blockchain, you don't need any of those skills, any of those talents, any of those resume. Let me put it that way. Those CV, you don't need any of that. The Bantu blockchain gives you leverage to create your own token. You can create it in your own name. For example, now we have likes of Ayo here. I can see Tum. You can say I want to create a token to my name. I'll call it Tum token, or TWM, or Ayo. Ayo is even simple self. AYO. Most tokens, they come in 3 letters, right? We have ETH, BTC, what have you, BNB, and all of that. So they come in 3 letters. So you can say, Ayo, that's my own token, and you give it a value and you list it in marketplace. So you have the leverage of the Bantu blockchain to create your own tokens. It's just by clicking, just by a few clicks. It's very simplified. One thing I like about the Bantu blockchain is that it is quite simplified. It gives everybody, African, we are quite backward in terms of technology and internet. So they made this so simplified that just anyone, even the women in marketplace, can adopt it without any formal education. Well, I'm not saying you need to drop out from school now. I'm just setting an example now. So they made it so simple that we all can adopt it and make good use of it. We can harness it properly to benefit ourselves. All right. So that's about the Bantu token creator. Is there on the Bantu blockchain? Is there? So I'll just drop the link on the chat box after now, so you can go down and see for yourself what it's all about. You can create your tokens. Then we also have the Bantu laboratory. We have a lot of things. We have tokenomics and all that. So that's that for the Bantu services. Right. So we've talked about the XBA, talked about what the Bantu is all about. We've said a lot so far. So we talked about the use cases. We talked about the tokens, XBN, BNR, the marketplace, and all that. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about now? I think we've said a lot. So this is me summarizing all I've said so far. So the purpose of this meeting is to enlighten us, to enlighten us about the Bantu blockchain. And this does not stop here. In as much as you've heard these things, I believe some of us here, we've heard these things more than one time, because I've held more than two, meetings just like this in previous months, on various platforms, and even physically. We've met, some of us have met physically on a physical level. We've discussed. So this is not dying here. You've heard this message. Bantu is like I said, is the first African-led blockchain infrastructure in the world. So it's something that we should be proud about. It's not something to shy away. So you should be privileged that, okay, you are the first adopters of this innovation, and in years to come, I don't know what to say. In years to come, you'll be proud for the decision that you've made thus far. Okay, so you can also do it to spread this news to your friends, those around you, those your people that you deem fit, that share the same idea with you, that are actually blockchain inclined or financial technology inclined. So to say, you can actually share this message with them. So that's the purpose of this Hangout. We're actually marketing the brands. You can share this thing to people close to you. Okay, so now just move on to the opportunities on the Bantu blockchain. I've said so much about the Bantu blockchain in these few minutes that I spent 30 minutes now. I've said so much, but let me just highlight some opportunities on the Bantu blockchain now. And on previous hangouts, on previous meetings, I've sent across the official Bantu email. So opportunities on the Bantu blockchain, they are just so numerous. so far you can provide value, you can give value. It's even new. I think Bantu blockchain it celebrated a year a year anniversary last year. I can't remember the date appropriately, but it's still early. This year will make it the second year that they established officially. So it's still very early, and there are so many things, there are so many persons they need to join that team to make it better. So if you are here and you're having some skills, some skills that can provide solutions to the problems which they are currently facing, you can pitch such ideas to them and using their email, and they can hire you, and you just start working for them just like that. You can also be a rep at whatever level that you are. You can be a rep, repping Bantu in your locality, in your regions, taking the gospel of Bantu to those in your area. Like I said, the Bantu message is very simple. It's not difficult. All I've been saying is it's not something that you need rocket science to comprehend. This is basic science. Okay, it's not a science. Okay, let's say this is basic science. You can actually comprehend it without knowledge of deep knowledge of crypto. You don't need to be called a crypto guru, a crypto boss, or a crypto lord before you can adopt the Bantu blockchain. Right. So there are a lot of opportunities open to everyone. Just if you are willing to provide value. So the key word there is value. What value do you want to provide for the blockchain? There are a lot of opportunities. You can be a community manager for those of us that have large communities, large audiences. Like we have group chat that we talk to persons. We have influence. We have influence on persons. We have like communities. You can be a community manager. You can apply to be a community manager. You can say, okay, I want to be a community manager of Bantu in this my locality. This is my location, this is my region, because I have a lot of persons under me and I can talk to them about Bantu. So that is another way of providing should I say liquidity now. So that's the term in the using crypto, liquidity to the Bantu blockchain, or you can provide value, okay, so to the Bantu blockchain. You can also be a content creator, a content writer, a content creator. Let me just put it that way. You can create content from the Bantu about the Bantu blockchain, and that's another form of job you can use to make ways for yourself on the Bantu blockchain. So these are opportunities on the Bantu blockchain. They are so numerous, I can't just pinpoint them because of time. So there are a lot of things you can benefit from the Bantu blockchain, and most importantly, if I say you should adopt the tokens, the XBN. As a blockchain, transactions need to be done on the blockchain to service it. Just like you have your engine, your car. Your engine will knock out when it's not being serviced, or when it does not have when it's not serviced, or when you don't fuel it, you don't put oil, you don't oil it, it's going to knock out pretty soon. All right. So transactions are being done on the blockchain. So transactions are being done. The transactions that are being done is like the fuel, the oil that is used to oil the engine. That's the blockchain. So for each transaction to take place, tokens must be traded. What are these tokens? What are the currencies in this stage? In this case, they are the SBN. Is the SBN rather the Bantu Network token? So if we as community members, ecosystem members or ecosystem users don't adopt it, don't trade them oftentimes, before you know, it's going to wear off. So that's why I'm telling you emphatically, I'm very serious about it. Please let this message not stop us. You don't hoard this knowledge. Let it not stop us. You share it to other persons. And I'm saying you should adopt the XBN not because I want to get anything from it. Bitcoin started very, 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 very small. We had we have very news about how Bitcoin started in 2009. How that it was not even up to $1 then, and some persons they overlooked it, just like some of us in this generation are overlooking some opportunities that actually serve us, good opportunities in life, serve us better in life. We are actually neglecting them now. So Bitcoin started with less than $1, but now Bitcoin is well over 37. Okay, let's say 37,000 US dollars. That's roughly 18 million, or 18 to 20 million naira currently. So just imagine if you are, like I said before, you are the early adopters of this XBN. Don't be mindful of what the market is doing now. We're in a bear season, and I think in a bear season, it's not a time to a bear season. It's never a time to panic. If you actually know the psychology of money, a bear season is not a time to panic. Yes, we can panic physically, but it should not reflect on your portfolio. It should not reflect on your trading strategies. Why? Because you might miss out for what is coming. You don't sell. You don't you don't sell on a bear market. So I'm not telling you not to sell. It's a decentralized form of finance. You have the right to do what you want to do. Nobody's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. But it's just an advice. This is time to even bag more of to adopt more of XBN. And please don't use your school fees to adopt XBN. I'm not the one that gave you such information. You can adopt. You can buy as much as possible. Buy as much as possible SBN as you can, purchase them. It's going to be for your own benefits. You're not going to give me XBN in future. Okay, so I want you to see the need that you are not buying it from me. I don't need you. I don't need XBN. If the XBN you are buying, you're not going to give me 10% of it in future. Because I'm not your priest. Okay, you're not going to pay the tithes of the XBN which you have to me. It's for your own good. So please neglect whatever things happening in the market. This is the best time to adopt more. When people are panicking, they are, what's going on in the market. It's not just affecting the Bantu blockchain, it's affecting all other markets. So this is me telling you, I'm encouraging that, okay, I've been on the blockchain and I've seen a lot of things on the blockchain. You can be rest assured that, okay, you have something to fall back on in years to come. I can't give you a specific date because this is a network that is controlled by individuals, that users. I read a book concerning trading some years ago, talking about the market, what's actually influencing the market, buying and selling pressure. So you cannot be complaining that the market is going down when you are not buying. The more people are selling this market, the more the price is reducing. The more people are buying, the more the price shoots up. So it's something that it's a responsibility for everyone. It's not a responsibility for the blockchain. The blockchain does not have any business with price. We, its members, we, its holders, we, its users are the people that have the greater responsibility to carry out. So I want to believe I've said I made some sense to everyone here tonight. So keep on spreading the good news of Bantu. Keep on spreading what's the benefits that it can give to people in Africa and even across borders. Keep on sharing this news, and we'll see you at the top. All right. So if you have any question, may I see them on the comment box? Okay. I can hear you. I see someone saying I can hear you. All right. So we're running up in the next 5 minutes. Unfortunately, we cannot play the game. I said before we started, we cannot play the game because I think most persons they've gone offline. Network has been, so terrible tonight. It has logged me out more than 3 times tonight, and I can't just imagine what it has been doing to the lives of innocent persons that are trying to join this section. Okay, so for the sake of that, we will not be taking the game tonight because we don't have much persons to carry out. So if you have any questions, can I hear them? You can use the mic. You can, if you have. Sorry. I was logged out by my network. It's just so amazing how network keeps on, taking me out of my own. I'm the host of this meeting. It's just so amazing how it does that. I just can't relate with it. I hosted the meeting and the network is taking me out of my own class. Wow. Okay, so please, if you have any question, can we take it? I just hope the network does not break in again. If you can type it on the.
Good evening.
Okay.
Oh, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My question is basically simple. Like,
Yeah.
Bitcoin actually started in the year, I think 2009 or so, or thereabouts. And this 2022, and we are still hearing about Bitcoin. For the Bantu blockchain, or for let me just say it, for the token, that's XBN. Like, are we expecting to have XBN? What I was trying to say is, Bitcoin, the longevity currently, Bitcoin has been on for like how many years now? Since 2009, and this is 2022. We're still hearing a lot about Bitcoin. Are we expecting the same kind of longevity from XBN, or is just for a short period of time, like 5 years? Are we expecting it to even exceed our expectations in terms of longevity and productivity? That's my question, sir.
Okay. Thank God I got a question because I was actually disturbed by network just when you were starting the question. All right. So you were talking about if blockchain actually have any plans to to stay longer in existence, um, just like Bitcoin has done in previous years. Is that your question?
Yes, yes, yes. So that's my question.
It's not that I'm telling you because a Bantu rep or stuff like that. Once you need to check out for in a project, it's roadmap, what do, and so far, I've tested the network. I've been on the blockchain for. Please, if you are, please, Ayo, mute yourself. Can you hear some disturbance in the background? Ayo, damn Larry, please, can you just mute yourself? Okay, so like I said, I've been on the blockchain for more than 2 years now, and so far so good. They followed, their roadmap in order of chronology. I think I'm having some disturbances at the background. Ayo, please mute yourself. If you can hear this, please just mute yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I've been with them for more than 2 years, and one thing that actually gives me the assurance that they have a feature is that they followed their roadmap in order of chronology. They followed the roadmap, you know, accurately. There have never been any time when they said they're going to do something. Every project has a roadmap. Roadmap means what they are going to do within some quarters. Like, okay, they say every year is divided into 4 quarters, right? So they might say they want to do something in the first quarter of the year. Probably they want to list it on an exchange. They want to collaborate with some other partners. They want to have different partnership in the second quarter. They want to, what have you, different things. So these things as bank to blockchain they'll be able to follow, really pretty well. For the past 2 years, there have never been a time where the community has been in the dark or in doubt of what they're able to do. I guess now. So I would say to you that, but Bantu blockchain is not a blockchain that is like I said, it's not a Ponzi scheme. Ponzi schemes are schemes which they don't last. Just come rip you off for money and they go. All right. So because they have use cases, the tokens there. I even forgot to say this. The tokens in the Bounty blockchain, they are not shit coins. Shit coins are coins that don't have use cases. So if you check the Bounty blockchain properly, you will see that they have things that they want to solve in the African community, most especially the issues of tokenization of assets. I made mention of cocoa, how you can tokenize it on the Bounty blockchain. You can make use of it, just like how we have gold in the first market. Gold is, we can see we have gold now normally. We have gold normally in the real world, and in the first market we can trade gold against US dollars. So what does that mean? It has been tokenized. I don't know if that's the right word now. It has been tokenized and is tradable on the first market. So that's the same thing that Bantu blockchain wants to employ to increase Africa's economy. So you can tokenize your assets, cocoa, timber, all of that on the Bantu blockchain, and you can make yourself a good number, a fortune out of it. Right. So Bantu has a good use case that one can see and say, okay, these people, they have somewhere they're going. So I can say to you that Bantu is not stopping in 5 years. Bantu is not, as I can, okay, let's just say as long as blockchain will exist, because it's a blockchain on its own. I get it now. It's a blockchain on its own. It's not a coin that was listed on a blockchain. So there are two different things. Bantu is a blockchain on its own. So as long as blockchain will exist, so that's how Bantu is going to exist. So I do hope I really been able to answer your question to the best of my abilities. Right.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, do we have any other questions? I think we should be running up in the next 5 minutes. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Well, that's those of you. I don't want to type it on the comments on the comment box because most persons that do not join in, they want to take advantage of it. So please, if you actually joined, those of you that are here that are currently online, and some of them that I knew they actually joined, please, you just drop your username on the on the on the chat box. So there's a little reward that is sponsored by Bantu that just to say thank you for making our time to be here in this meeting. Most of us we have busy schedules. Some of us like two years he's a master. He's actually doing his masters now, so he ought to be preparing for his masters. One or two things, but he's here on a session with me. So I really want to appreciate everybody that's made that time to be here. I take it not
Discussing.
lightly.
The thing is, you are just trying to gain knowledge on everything that's going on. Maybe I can pursue school, but at the end, I'll be something different. That's how the
Okay,
road is.
okay,
So we are just
right,
trying
no
to learn from
problem.
each other.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Oh,
Okay,
no, but
so
and I'm also learning from you. I'm getting more understanding about the blockchain ecosystem, how things are being done on the blockchain and all that. But I'm still learning from other places too. But I'm getting the information small from a few friends around me.
all right, that's very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is what we do when we come together like this. We share knowledge. Like I said, knowledge is not. There's no limit to knowledge. You can't know it all. All right, so we come here even.
I want to ask
I can even
question
learn from
now.
you that you guys here. Okay, someone wants to ask a question. Please do that.
Um,
Ayo.
the
Okay.
question might be kind of funny. Have Bantu play
Okay.
start all this? Have they started tokenize cocoa farmer or they've not started yet? You said the cocoa farmer. You said the Bantu were kind of tokenize cocoa cocoas like all like gold and all the rest. Have they started yet or?
Okay. That course is quite beautiful. Let me just answer it straight to the point. Okay. It's not the responsibility of Bantu blockchain to start, you know, tokenizing assets. Are you getting it now? Bantu blockchain is, should I say, is a platform that gives we the users leverage to do that. Let me break it down. So, Bantu blockchain, we are the users of Bantu blockchain, just like we are the users of different. How will I put it now? How will I break it down so simply? We use so many services. Okay, so we are the one that use it. So we are not Bantu is not the one to start it. We are the one to start it. So probably you are a farmer or you know someone that owns a farm. You can say, okay, please, I got something for you that can increase your that can increase your farming, that can be more profitable to you rather than selling it off on the real market. So you can say, okay, come to Bantu blockchain and tokenize your assets. So Bantu blockchain as it's at like a concept now. It does not have it does not have cocoa on its own. I guess now. So we are the users. We are the ones that are going to do that to start it. So anytime you are ready, Bantu is saying I am ready. The platform is already open to everybody. I guess now it's just like schools now. We have schools all around. Some of us we are students of AU, some of us we are students of OAU, Uniben, and all of that. So Uniben is already in existence. Uniben is giving us the opportunity to do what to study. I guess now. So they will always be open to receive students, candidates, or what they call now undergraduates. Uh, they'll be able to receive undergraduates when they want to, like when the undergraduates want to, actually go to Uniben or start to pick up a course of study. So just like you started AU, just like you get an admission, you are the one that is going to decide, okay, I want to go and study in a school. So Master Blockchain is only giving a privilege. They're not going to start anything. It's already there. Okay, you are just the one that's going to harness it. So I believe I've already answered your question. If I've not answered your question, please just let me know at IO. I can barely hear you. Please, can you speak directly to the mic?
Yeah, I get what you are trying to say. I guess. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. I said 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes already elapsed. So those of you that are here, please drop your Bantu Pay username on the comment section. There's a little reward for everyone that was able to join in. Just it's very little, but you can keep it up, keep it, save it up for the future. And maybe that can buy your first Lamborghini. All right, so just drop your username on the comment section and just drop you after now. Thank you very much for your time, everybody. So elated to have you here, and I'm looking forward to um, hosting more sessions with you and with people who you are going to prospectively be talking to after us. So for me, on behalf of Bantu, is good night. Thanks for your time. I'm signing out.